Hello Pasangala, Vanakkam and welcome. Nanda Unga Master Teacher Nivetha making bio learning very simplified just for all of you guys. So we have IVSAT Instant Vedantu Scholarship Admission Test happening in offline centers near you. Madurai, Tiruchi, Coimbatore, Chennai la nadandittirukku. So we offer courses for 8 to 12 foundation course, JEE course, NEET course. Okay, you can avail up to 70% scholarship pasangala. Neenga enga offline centers ku vande exam eluduneenga na ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Why are you guys still waiting? Please do go and register yourself. Okay, you can take test online also, but offline எழுதுனீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு ரெண்டு added advantage இருக்கு. ரெண்டு மடங்கு scholarship கிடைக்கும். அத தவிர you will also get a free one-on-one counseling with our experts. So please do block your slots. Now let's get into today's video. Ma'am, இன்னைக்கு என்ன ma'am பண்ண போறீங்க? இன்னைக்கு ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம் பசங்களா. ஈஸியான சாப்டர், ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரஸ்டிங்கான சாப்டர். எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்க ஒரு சாப்டர் Animal Kingdom பசங்களா. So இது Animal Kingdom ஒரு பெரிய சாப்டர் தான். இத ஒரே ஷாட்ல பண்ண போறோம். ஓகே, இது வந்து ரொம்ப முக்கியம் உங்க போர்டு எக்ஸாம்க்கு ஆகட்டும், உங்க கிளாஸ் 11 எக்ஸாம்ஸ்க்கு ஆகட்டும், இல்ல உங்க நீட் எக்ஸாம்ஸ்க்கு ஆகட்டும், ரொம்ப ஹை வெயிட்டேஜ் உள்ள ஒரு சாப்டர். ஓகே, let's get into the session. Millions of species of animals are there, correct? They are classified based on something, right? Whether they are herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, okay, cellular level, tissue level, body symmetry, they are called as basis of classification pasangla. Okay, so how are organisms classified? Based on a particular character, organisms are classified. Okay, remember that, it's very important. Organisms are classified based on the arrangement of cells. எப்படி அந்த cells arrange பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கு, எப்படி இருக்கு level of organization, அது செல்லுலார் லெவலா, டிஷ்யூ லெவலா, அந்த எப்படிப்பட்ட ஆர்கனைசேஷன், ஆர்கன் லெவலா, ஆர்கன் சிஸ்டம் லெவலா, அந்த மாதிரின ஒரு விஷயம். பாடி சிமெட்ரி, how is the body symmetry, how is the body able to divide, okay, அந்த ஒரு விஷயம். Then nature of the coelom, body cavity pathina information, pattern of digestive system, circulatory system, reproductive system, these are all some of the basis of classification pasangla. In the basis of classification lende நிறைய questions கேட்கலாம். முதல்ல let's talk about levels of organization. என்ன ma'am level of organization na enna ma'am? Are there cells, are they tissues, or are they organ or organ system? Okay, தனியா cells மட்டும் function பண்ணுச்சுனா அது வந்து cellular level of organization னு சொல்றோம். I think all of you know cells combine to form tissues. So if the tissues are performing function, we call it as tissue level of organization. If the organs are performing function, we call it as organ level of organization. Okay, organ system perform பண்ணுச்சுனா அது வந்து organ system level of organization னு சொல்றோம். Okay, cellular level sponges, tissue level coelentrates, organ level platyhelminthes, organ system level annelids, arthropods, mollusca, echinodermata and chordates. Okay, now let's move on to this symmetry. Symmetry na enna ma'am? Asymmetrical. அந்த ஒரு ஆர்கானிசம் நான் வந்து ஈக்குவல் ஹாஃப்ஸா டிவைடே பண்ண முடியாது, அதுதான் asymmetrical. Okay, radial symmetry na enna ma'am? ஒரு ஆர்கானிசம் இருக்கு, அந்த ஆர்கானிசம் I can divide into equal halves along any radius. Okay, இதுதான் ஆர்கானிசம் னு வெச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்படி கட் பண்ணாலும் equal halves, இப்படி கட் பண்ணாலும் equal halves, இப்படி கட் பண்ணாலும் equal half, இப்படி கட் பண்ணாலும் equal half. அததான் நம்ம வந்து radial symmetry னு சொல்றோம். Who is exhibiting radial symmetry? Coelentrates and ctenophores. Okay, அடுத்தது bilateral symmetry. நம்ம தான் பசங்களா bilateral symmetry க்கு best example. I can cut the body into two equal halves, correct? Along a single plane, along the central plane. அததான் நம்ம bilateral symmetry னு சொல்றோம். ஒரு point to ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Okay, this is what symmetry I was talking about. Radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry. Okay, now let's continue. Coelom. Coelom na enna ma'am? It's a body cavity between the body wall and the gut wall. So imagine பண்ணுங்க, இதுதான் gut னு imagine பண்ணுங்க, இதுதான் உங்க body wall னு imagine பண்ணுங்க. So this is gut, this is body wall. Okay, and the space between the gut and the body wall இருக்குல்ல, அததான் நம்ம coelom னு சொல்றோம். Okay, சில organismsல coelom இருக்காது, we call it as acoelomate, body cavity is absent, like your platyhelminthes. அடுத்தது pseudocoelomate. Pseudocoelomate na enna? False body cavity, organisms which have false body cavity are called pseudocoelomate. Mesoderm is present as scattered pouch. I have pictures. I will show you. Please wait. Pseudocoelomate ke example enna? Ask elementhus. Coelomate na enna? They have a true body cavity. That is from annelida to chordata. We call them as coelomates pasangla. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Okay, இதுதான் coelomate. This is pseudocoelomate. Okay, this is coelomate. Okay, these are acoelomate. You will the body cavity illa. Here you can see the pseudocoelom where the mesoderm is present in pouches. Okay, ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Now let's continue. It's a neat question. Identify the characteristic of coelomate. Coelomate oda character enna pasangla? Coelom, that is absence of mesoderm, absence of brain, coelom that is incompletely lined with the mesoderm, solid body cavity, body without a cavity surrounding the internal organ. The answer is this. There is a body cavity. Acoelomates. Okay. Ipo embryonic layers. நம்மளுக்கெல்லாம் 3 embryonic layer இருக்கு பசங்களா. Ectoderm, okay, mesoderm and endoderm. Okay, it is the outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm and the inner endoderm. Ma'am, germ layers na enna ma'am? These are the layers which are produced in the embryonic stage pasangla. Okay, these layers are the one which are going to give rise to my entire body parts. Okay, so rendu vidhamana organism irukku, diploblastic, triploblastic. Diploblastic na they have 2 germinal layer, that is your ectoderm and endoderm. Avangalukku vandu mesoderm irukadu. Okay, no mesoderm. They do not have mesoderm. Whereas in your triploblastic, they have 3 germinal layer. They have an ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Example, platyhelminthes to chordates. நம்ம எல்லாருமே platyhelminthesல இருந்து mammals வரைக்குமே எல்லாருமே triploblastic தான் பசங்களா. Okay, I hope embryonic layer is clear. Okay, diploblasticல ectoderm இருக்கும், endoderm இருக்கும், நடுவுல ஒரு gel மாதிரியான structure இருக்கும், அத நம்ம mesoglea ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். Triploblasticனா they have ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Very important. Yes. அடுத்தது circulatory system. Circulatory systemல ரெண்டு விதம் இருக்கு. ஒன்னு வந்து open type, இன்னொன்னு வந்து closed type. Open circulatory systemனா என்னமா? The blood is pumped by the heart into the body cavity. Okay, inga and the blood vessels marina structures alla irukadu. Where do you see open circulatory system? You see it in arthropods. Okay, arthropods la neenga open circulatory system paakalam. Where do you see closed circulatory system? You see it in chordates. All chordates have closed circulatory system. You see in annelids, earthworms. Earthworms it is your closed circulatory system. Okay, remember every line is very important. What is closed? The blood is pumped into blood vessels. Okay, and the blood vessels take the blood to the respective organs. அது ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். அடுத்தது segmentation. Segmentation na என்ன? Division. Okay, the body is segmented, the body is divided with serial repetition of at least some organs. So in the segmentation நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்னா metamerism ன்னு சொல்றோம். We call it as metamerism. That is what we call it as true segmentation. Okay, where do you see metamerism? You see it in annelids. Okay, especially earthworm. All these could be an MCQ type question in your exam. Okay, in earthworm the body shows a pattern called metameric segmentation. The body is internally and externally divided. Adha nama metamerism nu solli kooprom. Inga theriyudha evlo alaga theriyudhu paarenga segments. Okay, veliyavum segmented, ullavum segmented. Yes. Notochord. This is very important. Notochord is mesodermally derived. அது ஒரு mesoderm ல இருந்து derive பண்ணப்பட்ட ஒரு structure. Okay, formed on the dorsal side during the embryonic development. குழந்தையா இருக்கும்போது இந்த notochord develop ஆகுது. Okay, so based on the notochord, organisms are classified as chordates and non-chordates. Chordates are those animals with notochord. Non-chordates are those animals without notochord. So remember, it's very, very, very important. Okay, next பார்க்கலாம். How is this non-chordates classified? Okay, entire animal kingdom எப்படி classify பண்றாங்கன்னு பாப்போம். Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata. இங்க வரைக்கும் they come under invertebrates. Okay, invertebrates, or we also call it as non-chordates. Okay, இதுதான் ரொம்ப கரெக்டான term. இவங்க வந்து hemichordates, இவங்க வந்து chordates இல்ல non-chordates இல்ல. Okay, then you have chordata that comes under your separate phylum. அதை எடுத்து வச்சுட்டாங்க. அதை பத்தி நாம அப்புறமா பார்க்கலாம். சோ முதல்ல இந்த 9 phylum ஒண்ணொண்ணா பார்க்கலாம். இதுல எப்படி மேம் questions கேட்கலாம்? The questions will be asked on general characteristics of phylum பசங்களா. Examples ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். Very important examples are. So let's talk about this. How are the organisms classified? Kingdom enna pasangla? Animalia. I think all of you know the 5 kingdom: Plantae, Animalia, Fungi, Protista, and you have your Monera. Correct? So you have 2 levels of organization. Cellular level. Cellular level la ஒரே ஒரு phylum தான் இருக்கு. அந்த phylum பேரு Porifera. Okay, tissue level organization or organ system level, அதுல radial symmetry base பண்ணி bilateral symmetry base பண்ணி ரெண்டு organism இருக்கு. Radial symmetry la rendu varudhu, coelenterata and ctenophora. Okay, bilateral symmetry la without body cavity, Platyhelminthes. With pseudocoelom, it is Aschelminthes. True coelom la இத்தனை வருது பசங்களா. Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Okay, let's continue now. இப்போ முதல்ல பார்க்க போற phylum Porifera. இது வேர்ட்லயே இருக்கு பசங்களா. போர்னா என்ன? They have holes. Okay, they have holes on their body, small holes, and the holes நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்னா ostia ன்னு சொல்றோம். We call those holes as ostia. They are commonly called as sponges. Okay, they are generally marine, mostly asymmetrical. அத வந்து எந்த ஒரு ஆங்கிள் இருந்தும் ஈக்குவலா டிவைட் பண்ண முடியாது. They are primitive multicellular. The first form multicellular ன்னு கூட சொல்லலாம். They have a cellular level of organization. Example: Sycon, Euspongia, Spongilla. SES or S2E அப்படி நாம வச்சுக்கலாம். Okay, Sycon, Spongilla and Euspongia. Very, very important. So, இதுல முக்கியமான விஷயம் என்னன்னா, இந்த ஒரு water transport or canal system. இது வந்து நம்ம water canal system ன்னு சொல்றோம். அவங்க உடம்புல பசங்களா, இங்க பாக்குறீங்களா, இத மைக்ரோஸ்கோப்ல பாக்கும்போது ரொம்ப குட்டி குட்டி holes இருக்கும். அந்த holes பேரு ostia. Okay, the water enters through the ostia பசங்களா. இவங்களுக்கு வந்து blood கிடையாது, respiratory, circulatory system அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணுமே கிடையாது. The water is going to carry the food. Okay, the water is going to carry the oxygen that is required by the organism. Okay, so அவங்களோட உடம்புல ஒரு பெரிய opening இருக்கும். That is osculum. Okay, so water enters through ostia and water leaves through osculum. So when the water leaves, it will carry all the excretory waste, undigested food, okay, respiratory waste, எல்லாத்தையும் அது carry பண்ணிட்டு போயிடும். Ostia and osculum is very, very important. And the central cavity இருக்குல்ல, இது உள்ள ஒரு cavity இருக்குல்ல, அந்த cavity பேர் என்ன தெரியுமா? Spongocoel. Okay, so the cavity which is present here is called as spongocoel பசங்களா. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். And this entire spongocoel is lined by specialized cells. அந்த cells நாம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்னா choanocytes ன்னு சொல்றோம். We call it as choanocytes. Very, very, very important. Okay, so this and also நம்மளுக்கு எப்படி skeletal system இருக்கோ, they have specialized endoskeleton called spicules. Okay, these spicules are made up of silica-like material. They are going to provide a framework to the organism. So, இதெல்லாம் தான் இந்த பாயிண்ட்ல நம்ம பார்க்கிறோம். Okay, so you see ostia, you see osculum, and you can see the entire spongiocele is lined by choanocytes, okay, and you can see spicules. Spicules, choanocyte, ostia, osculum, the spongiocele, which is a central cavity. So inga eppadi irukku pasangala, water canal system irukku. Okay, water vascular system வந்து உங்க echinodermates ல, water canal system வந்து இங்க இருக்கு. Choanocytes are collar cells line the spongiocele and the canals. They are going to line the entire spongiocele. Remember, it's very important. Okay, இப்போ porifera ஓட characters. Digestion is intracellular. அப்படினா என்ன மேம்? Digestion happens within the cell. செல்லுக்குள்ள நடக்கும். Okay, the body is supported by skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fiber. So they can ask you, presence of spicule is a characteristic of dash porifera. Sexes are not separate, they are hermaphrodites. Okay, sexes are united, both male and female reproductive structure are present in the same organism. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by the formation of gametes. Okay, then fertilization is internal. Internal na happens inside the body, takes place inside the body. Okay, happens inside the body. And development is indirect. பசங்களா ரெண்டு விதமான development இருக்கு. One is direct development, இன்னொரு வந்து indirect development. Okay, direct na என்ன? No larval stage, like human beings we don't have larval stages and all. Okay, indirect means they include larval stages like your frog. Okay, very important. Next examples, pour all your sites. Porifera, spongilla, euspongia, cycon. Okay, this is all about your porifera pasangla. Idha unga freshwater sponge, spongilla, euspongia and cycon. So beautiful organisms they are. Okay, this is your NCERT line by line which we have already discussed. Nam already the pannito. Okay, next. These are the NCERT picture. One question, in case of poriferans, the spongiocele is lined with flagellated cells. Enna mari cells irukku pasangala? You have cells called choanocytes. Okay, idu board la kuda kekkalam. Idu onnu avlo kashtamana question alla kedaiyadu. Okay, yes. Body having meshwork of cells, internal cavities lined with food filtering cell and indirect development are the characteristic of phylum Porifera. Okay, yeah. இப்போ நம்ம பார்க்க போறது phylum Coelenterata. We also call Coelenterata as Cnidaria. நாங்க படிக்கும் போதெல்லாம் அது Coelenterata ன்னு தான் படிச்சிருக்கோம். இப்போ ரீசெண்டா தான் அந்த Cnidariaன்ற ஒரு வேர்டை இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. They are sessile or free swimming. Sessile na enna ma'am? They are attached to a substratum. They are attached. Okay, free swimming na enna? They can swim. Aquatic, mostly marine, radially symmetrical. Porifera andradhu asymmetrical. Coelenterata andradhu radially symmetrical. They show tissue level of organization. They are diploblastic. Yeah ma'am, இவங்கள வந்து Cnidaria ன்னு சொல்றோம். They have tentacles பசங்களா. அந்த tentaclesல ஒரு cell இருக்கு, that is called cnidoblast. They contain stinging capsule called nematocyst. Tentacles irukku, tentacles la cnidoblast irukku, and the cnidoblast has your stinging cells. Okay, the name Cnidaria is derived from the stinging cells in the body called cnidoblast or cnidocytes. Okay, so you have this jellyfish. Jellyfish is a very good example for phylum Coelenterata. Corals. Okay, ரெண்டு ஃபார்ம்ல இருக்காங்க பசங்களா. ஒன்னு வந்து polyp form, இன்னொன்னு வந்து medusa form. Okay, there are two forms of Coelenterata, polyp and medusa. Okay, so polyp is, it is like this, medusa is the other way around. Okay, we'll try to understand this. Cnidoblast oda function enna? They have anchorage, defense and for capturing the prey. Anchorage ku, defense ku, and they also help in capturing of prey. They have a central gastrovascular cavity. In the central gastrovascular cavity நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்னா coelenteron னு சொல்றோம். This central gastrovascular cavity is called coelenteron and that is why the name called coelenterata. And இன்னொரு முக்கியமான விஷயம், they have a mouth and the mouth is called as the hypostome. Okay, digestion is extracellular and intracellular. நம்ம செல்லுக்கு வெளியவும் நடக்கும், செல்லுக்கு உள்ளேயும் நடக்கும். Some of the cnidarians, example corals, have a skeleton made up of calcium carbonate. Corals இருக்குல்ல, you have brain coral, there are a lot of corals. Okay, cnidarians exhibit two form, one is your polyp form, other one is your medusa form. Polyp க்கு medusa க்கு எப்படி மேம் differentiate பண்றது? Mouth வந்து மேல இருந்துச்சுனா அது polyp form, mouth கீழ இருந்துச்சுனா அது medusa form. Usually the polyp form are attached, they are attached to a substratum, whereas the medusa form are free floating, they are capable of their own movement. Okay, ஒரு லைனும் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். Polyp, sessile, sessile na enna, they are attached to a substratum. They can ask you in your exam difference between polyp and medusa. Okay, yes. Cylindrical form like hydra and admesia. Medusa umbrella shaped and free swimming like your aurelia or jellyfish. Okay, idha avanga polyp, idha avanga medusa. Those cnidarians which exist in both the forms, okay, they are able to alternate the generation. Alternation of generation is called metagenesis. நம்ம முதல்ல பார்த்தது metamerism, அது வந்து segmentation, இது வந்து alternation of generation. Polyp medusa, polyp medusa, that is what we call it as metagenesis பசங்களா. Polyps produce medusa asexually and medusa form polyp sexually, மாத்தி மாத்தி. Okay, that's very very important to understand. Example, meandrina, brain coral, உங்க textbook ல இருக்கு, ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Penatula, sea pen, Adamsia, sea anemone, Georgia, sea fan. எவ்வளோ பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா இருக்கு பாருங்க இந்த ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ் எல்லாம், right? Yes. So you have Portuguese man of war, அதை நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? Physalia ன்னு சொல்றோம். ஏன் இந்த Portuguese man of war ன்னு சொல்றாங்க பசங்களா? Because this gone gets attached to ships and it causes a lot of problem to people who are traveling in ship. Okay, அதனால தான் இந்த Portuguese man of war ன்னு சொல்றோம். Yeah. Example எப்படி ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கிறது? Physics objective में Adam और George ने pen hide. இவ்வளோலாம் கஷ்டப்பட வேண்டாம். Physalia, Obelia, Meandrina, Adamsia, Aurelia, Gorgonia, Cnidaria, Penatula, Hydra. உங்களோட போர்டு எக்ஸாம்க்குனா 2 இல்ல 3 எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் போதும். நீட் எக்ஸாம்க்குனா எல்லாமே படிக்கணும். Okay, next. This is your line by line. This is what we discussed. So இந்த examples மட்டும் ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. Everything that we discussed has been covered here. Yes. This is a diagrammatic view of cnidoblast. This is the picture which is given in your textbook NCERT. Pick the most suitable terminology to designate the cycle of Obelia. இப்பதான் சொன்னேன், metagenesis, alternation of generation, metamorphism கிடையாது, இது கிடையாது, இது கிடையாது. Metagenesis is the right answer. Okay, next. Let's move on to Ctenophora. இந்த Ctenophora ன்றது ஒரு குட்டி group of organism தான். They are commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies. Okay, they are exclusively marine form, radially symmetrical. So Porifera வந்து asymmetrical. Okay, coelenterata cnidaria radially symmetrical. Diploblastic, tissue level of organization. Okay, and one more interesting thing is they can exhibit their own light, bioluminescence. Okay, digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Sexes are not separate, they are united, hermaphrodites. Reproduction takes place by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Larval stages irukku. Okay, yeah. Their body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates. இந்த மாதிரி ciliated comb plates இருக்கு, இங்க பாருங்க. These ciliated comb plates help in locomotion. I'll just show you this picture. You can see they have the property of emitting their own light. So adha nama bioluminescence ன்னு சொல்றோம். Even your jellyfish, they can also emit their own light. Okay, so example, Ctenoplana, Pleurobrachia. Example for Ctenophora enna pasangla? Ctenoplana and Pleurobrachia. Yes, this is your NCERT line by line. Rombo easy. Okay, radially symmetrical, comb plates, bioluminescence, indirect development, Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Examples. This is the picture that's given. Pleurobrachia. Okay, we have a question. In Ctenophora, fertilization is dash with dash development. So fertilization eppadi nadakudhu? External nadakudhu. Development eppadi nadakudhu? Indirect development nadakudhu. Next, platyhelminthes. So in the platyhelminthes, in the aschelminthes சேர்த்து நம்ம வந்து the helminthes ன்னு சொல்றோம். Helminthes means worm like. Okay, so they are dorso-ventrally flattened. இது வந்து என்னோட ventral, இது வந்து என்னோட dorsal side. Both dorsally and ventrally they are flattened. That is why we call them as flat worms. Okay, they are endoparasites. They live inside the body of the host. Okay, they are usually parasitic except planaria. Planaria மட்டும்தான் parasitic form கிடையாது. They are bilaterally symmetrical. இங்க பாக்குறீங்கல்ல, இந்த organism பேரு liver fluke. Okay, this organism can be divided into two equal halves. We call it as bilaterally symmetrical. So platyhelminthes லந்து mammals வரைக்கும் எல்லாருமே bilaterally symmetrical தான் பசங்களா. Okay, we shall continue. Triploblastic acoelomate, இன்னும் உங்களுக்கு coelom கிடையாது. Organ level of organization, இப்போ tissue level லந்து ஒரு படி மேல போய் organ level of organization க்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic form. இது என்ன மேம் hooks and suckers னா? Hooks will help in attaching to the body surface. Okay, அவங்களோட host ஓட body surface க்கு attach பண்ண உதவும். அதே உங்களோட suckers is going to help in sucking the nutrition. Okay, it is going to help in sucking the nutrition. Yeah. Nutrients from the host directly goes to their body surface. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம் இந்த flame cells பத்தின information. இந்த flame cells நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்னா we call it as protonephridia. Okay, protonephridia or flame cells. Protonephridia or flame cells helps in excretion. எதுக்கு help பண்ணுது பசங்களா? Excretion க்கு help பண்ணுது. Sexes are not separate, they are united, they are hermaphrodites. Fertilization is internal. Development is through many larval stages. அப்பனா என்ன? It is called indirect development. Okay, then planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Regeneration na என்னப்பா? அந்த planaria ஓட ஒரு part வந்து damage ஆயிடுச்சுனா it can regenerate. அந்த part வந்து திருப்பி வளரக்கூடிய capacity உள்ள ஒரு organism தான் உங்களோட planaria. Example, Taenia, Planaria, Fasciola. Okay, Taenia is your tapeworm. Okay, Planaria is a free living form. Then you have your Fasciola, which is your liver fluke. Okay, so this is what they have given in your textbook. Everything is covered with what we have discussed. Okay, Pakalam, next information. You have your tapeworm and liver fluke. Okay, in Ctenophora, fertilization is dash with dash development. ஏதோ ஒரு தப்பு இருக்கு. Okay, there is something wrong with the question here. Fertilization, இது ஒரு ஆப்ஷன்ஸ்ல ஏதோ ஒரு மிஸ்டேக் இருக்கு. Let's continue now. Aschelminthes, நம்ம Aschelminthes என்ன சொல்றோம்னா round worms ன்னு சொல்றோம். Okay, நம்ம platyhelminthes flat worms ன்னு சொல்றோம். Aschelminthes round worms ன்னு சொல்றோம். Why? It's very important. They are circular in cross section, hence the name roundworms. They are free living, aquatic, terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Okay, they have show organ system level of organization. Okay, they show some property called sexual dimorphism. அந்த ஒரு ப்ராப்பர்ட்டியும் இவங்க வந்து காமிக்கிறாங்க. What is sexual dimorphism? One can differentiate between the male and the female. பார்த்தோன்னே சொல்லலாம். You can see the females are longer, the males are shorter, and they are bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். Next, they are triploblastic but they are pseudocoelomate. ஏன் மேம் இவங்கள pseudocoelomate ன்னு சொல்றீங்க? Because their body cavity is not lined completely by mesoderm. Okay, next, elementary canal is complete. Complete na enna? From mouth to anus. Okay, with a well developed muscular pharynx. They have a muscular pharynx pasangla. And excretory tube. உங்க platyhelminthes what is the excretory organ? Flame cells. இங்க என்ன இருக்கு? Excretory tube tube is the excretory organ which is used to remove the excretory waste through an excretory pore. Sexes are separate. Remember, sexes are separate, that is males and females are distinct. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct or indirect. Okay, larval stage irundhu irukkalam, larval stage illamiyum irukkalam. In the chapter la sila terms mattum neenga clear ah purinjiktingna pasangala, it's going to be very easy. Okay, example, ascaris, roundworm, wucheria, it is a filarial worm which causes filariasis. Then you have ancyclostoma, we call it as hookworm. In the names rombo mukkiyamaana vishayam. Yes, this is what we did. Dioecious, they are dioecious, sexes are separate. Okay, yeah, male and female, sexual dimorphism. In phylum Aschelminthus, often male are longer than female, female are longer than male, sexes are not separate, they do not show sexual dimorphism. What is the answer? Females are longer than males. Okay, just now we discussed. Now we are moving on to Annelida. Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthus mudichachi. Ipo Annelida ku porom. Annelida na enna ma'am? What are annelids? They are segmented worms. Okay, they are also worms. Their body is highly segmented. They possess oru mukkiyamaana character. They possess longitudinal and circular muscle which helps in locomotion. So their muscles relax, contract, and as a result the animal is going to move. Okay, example, earthworm irukku. Okay, you have your nereis, you have your leech, we call it as Hiridonaria. They are all examples for phylum Annelida. Okay, Annelida na enna na already sonna mari, they are segmented. Okay, rombo mukkiyamaana vishayam. The body is distinctly marked in segments or metameres. In the segments nama enna solrom? Metameres nu solrom. So this is called metamerism. Okay, metamerism is exhibited by annelids, whereas metagenesis is exhibited by your coelentrates. Okay, and they have a locomotory organ. They have very important locomotory organ called parapodia. This parapodia is the one which is going to help in swimming. It is swimming ku help pannum. Okay, clear pasangla? Parapodia is the locomotory organ which is present. Circulatory system. Arthropoda pathina open circulatory system. Adhe unga Annelida la pathina it is a closed circulatory system. Okay, and then you have your excretory organ, that is your nephridia. Nephridia is the excretory organ that helps in osmoregulation and excretion. Pasangla nervous system develop aayirukku pasangla avangaloda Annelida la. The neural system consists of paired ganglia, okay, connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. You have lateral nerves, okay, that is going to be connected to a double ventral nerve cord. Nama earthworm enna solrom? Ferritima nu solrom. Leeches are monoecious, sexes are united there. Okay, reproduction is sexual. Nereis is an aquatic form which is dioecious, where the sexes are separate. Okay, shall we continue pasangla? Yes, mnemonic. Nereis, Ferritima, Hiridonaria. Okay, no person should exit exam hall before time. Okay, so Nereis endradhu or freshwater annelid. Okay, Ferritima endradhu unga earthworm, it's very useful. Hiridonaria endradhu ungaloda leech. It's a ectoparasite. Idu eppadipatta parasite pasangala? Ectoparasite. Ectoparasite na enna? It is going to stay outside the body of the host. Okay, this is what we discussed. A lot of information. Try to process it. Parapodia, nephridia. Okay, yes. This is your Annelida and this is your Nereis. Okay. Yeah, we have a quick question. Which of the following is not a characteristic of phylum Annelida? Pseudocoelom, segmentation, closed circulatory system, ventral nerve cord. Edu vandu character illannu so ketirukanga. What is the answer for this? Pseudocoelom kandipa kedaiyadhu. They are true coelomates. Okay. Next, we'll move on to Arthropoda. It is the largest phylum in the animal kingdom. Kekalam oru mark kana kelvi. Which of the following is the largest phylum in the animal kingdom? It is your Arthropoda. And this entire Arthropoda is covered by an exoskeleton which is made up of a substance called chitin. Okay, idu ye arthron solrom. Arthrona enna ma'am? Jointed. Okay, poda na enna ma'am? Legs. Organisms with jointed appendages is what we call it as Arthropoda pasangla. The body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen. They have jointed appendages. The respiratory organs include gills, book lungs or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type. Remember very clearly, you have locusta, butterfly, scorpion, prawn. Okay, the Arthropoda is wide varieties la irukum, thanni la irukum. Okay, there will be insects. Okay, you have crustaceans. A lot of things are there when it comes to insects. Okay, yes. Let's talk about sensory organs. Enna ma'am, sense organs irukka ma'am insects ku? Ama pasangla. They have antenna, they have eyes, okay, which can be compound or simple eye. They have statocysts which help in balancing, okay. Then you have excretion is by Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules help in excretion. And let me revise. Platyhelminth is the flame cell. Aschelminth is the excretory pore and excretory tube. Then Annelida you have nephridia, and you have Arthropoda, you have your Malpighian tubules. They are mostly dioecious pasangla. Sexes are separate. Okay. Fertilization is internal. They are mostly oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect. Okay. So remember all these important points. Economically important insects. Correct? You have honeybee, which is used in the preparation of honey. Silkworm, which is used in the preparation of silk fiber. Okay, Lassifer, it is used in the preparation of the wax. Okay, vectors, naraya insect when the vectors, they carry the disease, like your mosquitoes, Anopheles mosquito, Culex mosquito, Aedes mosquito. Then you have your gregarious pest, which is a locusta, and you have a living fossil Limulus. Idella or match the following type question la kandipa kekalam unga exam la. Okay, this is your NCRT, line by line, everything is cleared. We did everything here. Okay, examples romba mukkiyam. Idu enna? Locusta, idu butterfly, okay, scorpion and prawn. Yeah, in phylum Arthropoda, excretion takes place through, romba easy ana question, Malpighian tubules. Excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules, very easy. Okay, now we'll move on to mollusca. Mollusca oda meaning enna theriyuma? Soft bodied animals. Adha enna solrom? Soft bodied animals nu solrom. This is the second largest phylum. First largest vandu Arthropoda, second largest vandu mollusca. Marandiradinga. Mollusca are terrestrial or aquatic. Unga snail. Okay, you have your pila, your pearl oyster, naraya examples irukku. They have an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, triploblastic coelomate. Idella ipo common character. Body is covered by a calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head, muscular foot and visceral hump. Okay, unga Arthropoda la head, thorax, abdomen. Okay, inga enna irukku? You have a head, muscular foot and a visceral hump. Okay, and they are also covered by a calcareous shell. Naraya examples irukku. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the mantle cavity. And the cavity enna solrom? Mantle cavity nu solrom. And the mantle cavity la gills irukku. This gills is going to help in respiration. Okay, they have respiratory and excretory function on the gills. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles. Can you see here? You see sensory tentacles? Okay, the mouth contains a file-like rasping organ called radula. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான character. நம்மளுக்கு எப்படி பல்லு இருக்கோ அவங்களுக்கு வந்து radula இருக்கு. It is a rasping organ. It helps in feeding. They are usually dioecious. Sexes are separate. Okay, oviparous, indirect development. அப்படினா என்ன பசங்களா? They have larval stages. larval stages are seen. Larval stages are present. Okay. Next. How do you remember this? You remember this as pila. Okay. That is apple snail, pearl oyster, cuttlefish, squid, chiton, devilfish, sea hare and tusk shell. This is how you remember this pasangla. Okay. Pila, pink tada, adhu vandu nama pearl oyster nu solrom. Idella romba mukkiyam. Sepia, cuttlefish, loligo, you have squid, nariya per squid saapiduvanga. Then you have chiton, octopus, devilfish nu solvom. Aplysia we call it as sea hare, and you have your dentalium which is called as a tusk shell. Okay. நான் பெருக்கிக்கிறேன். கீழே வேலை முடிஞ்சிடுச்சா? சரி ஆண்டி போயிட்டு வாங்க. நான் அப்புறம் வேணா கால் பண்றேன் ஏதாச்சும் கொடுக்கணும்னா. Yes, now we shall continue. இதுதான் உங்க molluscaவோட entire NCERT lines. Okay, radula ரொம்ப முக்கியம், visceral arm ரொம்ப முக்கியம். We have to talk about the gills also. Gills are also very important, and these examples are quite important. Okay, now we shall continue pasangla. These are the examples. You have your pila. In the pila நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? Snail ன்னு சொல்றோம். Then this is your octopus. Okay. So next question. What is the common name of a devilfish? Devilfish என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? It is octopus. Okay. Yes. Now let's move on to echinodermata. What do you mean by echinodermata pasangla? Mollusca is soft bodied animals. Echinodermata na spiny skinned animals. Okay, அவங்களை என்ன சொல்றோம்? Spiny skinned animals ன்னு சொல்றோம். These animals have an endoskeleton. Okay, உள்ள இருக்க skeleton is made up of calcareous ossicles. Bone mariner structure. Exacta bone கிடையாது. They have bone like structures called calcareous ossicle, and hence the name echinodermata. All are marine with organ system level of organization. எல்லாருமே marine forms தான். Okay, the adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical. இந்த ஒரு லைன் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். But the larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. Adult radial. இப்போ இந்த starfish இருந்துச்சுன்னா I can divide the starfish along any radius. அதே அதோட வந்து larval stage is bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic. They have 3 germ layers. They are coelomate animals. Okay, ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம் ஒரு லைனுமே. Example, starfish, Asteriasis, Ophuria, we call it as brittle star. Okay, நிறைய பேர் beachesல விளையாடும்போது பார்த்திருப்பீங்க, obviously பார்த்திருப்பீங்க, கரெக்ட்டா? Yes. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower side or the ventral side and anus on the upper side. Anus வந்து இங்க இருக்கும், mouth வந்து இந்த பக்கம் இருக்கும். The most distinctive feature of echinoderm is the presence of water vascular system. உங்களுக்கு என்ன system இருக்கு பசங்களா? Water vascular system இருக்கு. உங்க poriferaல water canal system. உங்க echinodermataல water vascular system இருக்கு. What is the function of water vascular system pasangla? They help in locomotion, they help in capture and transport of food and respiration. Adha thavara உங்களுக்கு locomotion க்கு tube feet என்ற ஒரு structure இருக்கு. Okay, reproduction is sexual, fertilization is usually external, development is indirect with free swimming larva. Every line is so very important pasangla. ரொம்ப clear-ஆ புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க ஒரு லைனையும். Okay, Asteriasis, starfish. Okay, Echinus, we call it a sea urchin. Euphoria, it is brittle star. Okay, we have an antedon, sea lily, and you have your cucumeria, we call it a sea cucumber. Cucumber mariye irukum, adanal adu cucumeria ன்றோம். Okay, next. This is your NCERT line by line. Water vascular system is very important. Okay, and they are spiny skinned organism. They are, what is the use of water vascular system? Or a 2 mark kind of question kandipa idilande kekalam. Okay, yeah, this is your normal starfish and this is your brittle star. Okay, next we have a question, which is the most distinctive feature of echinodermata. இப்பதான் படிச்சோம். They show water vascular system. அதுதான் distinctive feature. வேற எல்லா ஃபீச்சருமே இருக்கு மேம், பட் இது எல்லா ஃபீச்சர் வேற ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ்லயும் இருக்கு, கரெக்ட்டா? Now let's move on to hemichordata. Echinodermata mudichachi. Ipo nama hemichordata kulla polam. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under phylum chordata. Okay, இப்போ வந்து அதை செப்பரேட்டா place பண்ணிருக்காங்க because it has characters of both chordates and non-chordates. It consists of a small group of worm-like or worm marine or marine organism தான் உங்க hemichordata. They show organ system level of organization. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். They are triploblastic coelomate animals. They have a true coelom. They are bilaterally symmetrical. இது எல்லாமே ஒண்ணுதான். Triploblastic, coelomate, bilaterally symmetrical. எது தெரியாட்டியும் இந்த 3 பாயிண்ட் எழுதினீங்களா at least 1 மார்க் கொடுப்பாங்க கண்டிப்பா. Okay? Yes. The body is cylindrical and it's composed of anterior proboscis. இந்த proboscis என்றது ஒரு mouth மாதிரின structure பசங்களா. And it has a collar. neck மாதிரின structure வந்து நம்ம collar ன்னு சொல்றோம். And a long trunk. Okay. So this is what the body is composed of. Example, balanoglossus. Hemichordata example என்ன? Balanoglossus. Circulatory system is open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is your proboscis gland. Very important. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect. So example, balanoglossus, saccoglossus. In the glossus nale, you should remember they are hemichordates. Okay, or worm-like structure they are. Yeah, NCERT line by line. Proboscis, collar and trunk. Excretory organ is proboscis gland, balanoglossus and saccoglossus. This is your NCERT corner. Okay. Yeah. You have your proboscis, collar and neck. Adhe padichathu thirupi or vaati revise pandrom. Hemichordate was earlier placed under which of the following phylum? Echinodermate, amphibia, chordata, none. Where were they placed? They were placed under chordata. இப்போதான் அதை தனியா ஒரு ஃபைலமா பிரிச்சிருக்காங்க. கன்ஃபியூஷனே வேண்டான்றதுக்காக. Now we will move on to chordata. Okay, இந்த chordataன்ற ஃபைலமை 3 சப் ஃபைலமா பிரிச்சிருக்கோம் பசங்களா. அதுக்கு முன்னாடி characteristic of chordata important 3 mark question. எப்படி ஒரு ஆர்கானிசம் நம்ம வந்து chordate ன்னு சொல்றோம். Presence of notochord. அந்த solid supporting structure இருக்குல உங்க dorsal sideல. Presence of notochord. Presence of dorsal hollow nerve cord. Okay, nerve cord இருக்கணும், notochord இருக்கணும். Okay, then pharyngeal gill slits. at least in the embryonic stage. Ma'am, namalkella gill slits irunducha ma'am? Irunduchu pasangala when we were in the embryonic stage. In the embryonic stage, all of us will have a pharyngeal gill slits. Okay, bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. They all show organ system level of organization pasangla. They have a closed circulatory system. Ventral heart is towards the ventral side. Unga fishes lande you take up to mammals, all of us have a ventral heart. And post anal tail. Enna ma'am, human beings ki tail irunducha? Irunduchi pasangla. Still now we all have a tailbone. Okay, we have all evolved from our ancestors, primates, correct? So these are all some of the characteristics of phylum chordates. Okay, so they are classified into subphylum Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Okay, phylum chordata va 3 subphylum nama pirikirom. Ipo nama paakalam Urochordata, Cephalochordata avangaloda characters ennu paakalam. Vertebrata la mukkiyam, but you need to know your Urochordata and Cephalochordata as well. Okay, modala Urochordata. Uro na enna something related to the posterior region of the body, correct? The notochord is present only in the larval tail. Okay, என்னோட larval tailல மட்டும் தான் notochord இருக்கு. Okay, example Ascidia, Salpa and Doliolum. Okay, Cephalochordata. The notochord extends from head to tail and it is persistent throughout the life. வாழ்க்கை ஃபுல்லாமே இந்த ஒரு notochord இருக்கு. So அவங்கள என்ன சொல்றோம்? Cephalo means head. So you can remember from head to tail. Okay, example enna? Branchiostoma. Okay, vertebrate-ஆல என்ன நடக்குது பசங்களா? This notochord embryonic stageல இருக்கு. Okay, நீங்க உங்க அம்மா வயித்துல இருக்கும்போது இருக்கு. But this notochord is slowly replaced by a vertebral column in the adults. அதனால தான் அவங்கள vertebrate-ஆன்னு சொல்றோம். When the notochord is replaced by vertebral column, we call it as a vertebrates. Okay, so இப்போ தெரிஞ்சதா chordates க்கு vertebrates க்கு difference? Can we tell all vertebrates are chordates but not all chordates are vertebrates? Can we tell that? Absolutely, right? So எப்படி பசங்களா, what are the chordate characters? இந்த ஒரு picture ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா போதும். Okay, nerve cord, presence of nerve cord, presence of notochord, presence of gill slits and presence of a post-anal tail. These are all some of the characteristic of phylum Chordata பசங்களா. Okay, இப்போ இந்த ஒரு phylum subphylum vertebrate-ஆவை எப்படி divide பண்ணிருக்காங்க இன்னும் further-ஆ? It is divided into, these are all your NCERT picture, they are divided into agnatha. Okay, agnatha-na என்ன? They lack jaws. அவங்களுக்கு வந்து jaws இருக்காது. Okay, then you have gnathostomata, they bear jaws. Okay, இங்க agnatha-ல ஒரே ஒரு class தான் இருக்கு, we call it as cyclostomata. Okay, now this gnathostoma is divided into two super classes. Okay, one வந்து fishes, இன்னொன்று வந்து tetrapod. So fishes, they bear fin. Okay, tetrapods bear limbs. அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி இன்னும் classify பண்ணிருக்காங்க. So fishesல ரெண்டு விதம் இருக்கு, ஒன்று வந்து chondrichthyes, இன்னொன்று வந்து osteichthyes. Chondrichthyesனா என்ன? Cartilaginous fish. Osteichthyesனா என்ன? They are bony fish. Okay, then in tetrapoda, tetrapoda-na என்ன? 4 limbs இருக்கு. You have amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammals. You have 4 important things there. Okay, so that's very important. இப்போ ஒண்ணொண்ணா நம்ம clear-ஆ பார்க்கலாம். Yes. So first we have cyclostomata. Cyclona என்ன பசங்களா? Circular. Stomata என்ன? Mouth. Okay, so they have a circular mouth without jaws. Fish marine organism da. Okay, they are ectoparasites on some fishes. Okay, they live on some fishes. They are parasitic. The body is devoid of scales. அவங்களுக்கு வந்து scales கிடையாது. They have gill slits for respiration. Gills இல்ல, gill slits இருக்கு. இங்க தெரியுதா? These are your gill slits which help in respiration. Cranium and vertebral column is cartilaginous. Cartilaginous. They are not bony. Okay, then circulation is closed type. The heart pumps blood into blood vessels. They are marine but migrate to fresh water for spawning. Spawning na enna pasangla? To lay egg. Okay, egg laying ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. And dies after few days. The larva return back to marine water after metamorphosis. Okay, very interesting. Example, petromyzon and mixin or maxine. Okay, அது இந்த hagfish ன்னு சொல்றோம், lamprey ன்னு சொல்றோம். இந்த examples எல்லாம் ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயங்க. Yes. So we have your fishes, Pisces. They are divided into two important groups. One is your chondrichthyes, other one is osteichthyes. Okay, chondrichthyes, in the cartilaginous fish usually marine, ocean water, sea water la da irukum. They have a streamlined body. Streamlined body na enna? Boat marina body. Why? To basically swim against the water currents. Okay, idella romba chinna vayasula padichirpinga. They are marine and fresh water. So bony fishes fresh water liyume irukkudu. Okay, they have a cartilaginous endoskeleton. Endoskeleton eppadi irukku? It is made up of cartilage. Here how is the endoskeleton? It is made up of bones. இது ரொம்ப முக்கியமான question. ஒரு 3 to 5 மார்க்குக்கான question. Difference between cartilaginous and bony fishes. Okay, 5 to 7 pairs of gill slits are separate without operculum. Operculum na opening. Okay, அந்த opening இருக்காது, ஒரு covering. Opening கிடையாது, ஒரு covering. இது gill slits na, இது வந்து உங்க gill slits na, அதுக்கு ஒரு covering இருக்கும். அந்த covering பேர் தான் operculum. That operculum is not here. Okay, here they have operculum. Okay, elementary canal opens into cloaca. Cloaca என்றது ஒரு general opening for reproductive, excretory and digestive system. Okay, elementary canal opens into anus. Air bladder is absent. அவங்க கிட்ட வந்து air bladder இருக்காது. So they have to continuously swim in order to float. Okay, to avoid sinking and to continuously float, they need to constantly swim. Air bladder is present. Heart is two chambered. Poikilotherm. Heart is two-chambered, poikilotherms. What are poikilotherms? They are cold-blooded organism. They cannot change their என்ன சொல்றது அவங்க body temperature வந்து மாறிட்டே இருக்கும் with respect to the surrounding environment. They cannot maintain a constant internal environment. அவங்கள தான் நம்ம poikilotherms னு சொல்றோம். Okay, heart வந்து ரெண்டு chambered. Sexes are separate. Males have pelvic fins which bear claspers. Sexes are separate. Okay, tough skin with minute placoid scale. In the placoid scale, tenoid scale, types of scales. Okay, the skin is covered with scale. Internal fertilization, external fertilization. Inga vandu viviparous, inga vandu oviparous. Viviparous na enna? They give direct birth to young ones. Okay, these lay eggs. Electric organ is present, okay, in torpedo, and poison sting is present in trigon. They are highly dangerous fishes. Okay, sexes are separate. Male have pelvic fins and bear claspers. Okay, here again the sexes are separate. Ellatlume sexes are separate. Okay, yes. Examples. Okay, scoliodon, pristis, shark. Then in marine you have hippocampus, that is the seahorse nu solrom. Exocortis, freshwater la rohu, katla, idella romba common ah saapidakodiya oru fishes. Okay, yeah, that's about your fishes pasanga. Ipo tetrapoda on a glance, we will try to do it on a glance. Okay, amphibia, reptiles, aves, mammals. Habitat eppadi irukku? Amphibia, adha yen amphibia nu solrom? They can live both on land and as well as in water. Why do these amphibians need water? For laying eggs. Okay, for metamorphosis. Reptiles, they are mostly terrestrial. Okay, aves, their presence of feathers, they are arboreal and solala, aerial and solala. Okay, mammals, terrestrial, few can fly like your bat, few live in water like your whales. Okay, they are multiple habitats irukku avangalukku. Limbs, two pairs of limbs, forelimb and hind limb. Okay, limb two pair if present. Ye appdi kuduthirukanga? You have snakes, they don't have limbs. Okay, then aves, the forelimb is modified into wings. Okay, here they have two pair of limbs, forelimb and hind limb. How is the skin? The skin is moist, romba moist ah irukum ungaloda or frog oda skin neenga eppiyach frog tottu paatirundinga, the frog skin is very moist. Okay, dry and cornified skin having scales. Reptiles, they are known for that. Okay, skin is dry without glands, avangalukku vandu endha glands ume irukadu. Okay, long bones, avangaloda best character, birds oda best character enna na there are presence of pneumatic bones. Okay, pneumatic bones na enna ma'am? And the bone kulla onnume irukadu, bone marrow la irukadu, they are hollow. Okay, and that's the reason their weight is too less and they can fly easily. It's an adaptation for flight. Okay, skin possesses hairs, mammary gland is present, that's the greatest character of your mammals. Okay, presence of hair and presence of mammary glands or distinguishable character. Respiration eppadi nadakudhu? Gills, lungs or skin. Here it is lungs, here it is lungs, here it is lungs. Okay, yes. Heart eppadi irukku? Amphibia la three chambered, cold blooded, their body temperature keeps changing. Okay, reptiles la three chambered except crocodile. Ellarkume theriyum crocodile la vandu four chambered heart. Aves and mammals la four chamber and they are warm blooded. Okay, warm blooded ki innor per enna? Homeotherms. They are homeotherms. Their body temperature does not change with respect to the surrounding environment. Okay, oviparous or viviparous? Amphibians are oviparous, reptiles are oviparous. Okay, aves are also oviparous, whereas mammals are viviparous. Most of them are viviparous. Viviparous na enna ma'am? They give direct birth to young ones, or they can be egg laying. Egg laying example enna? Platypus and echidna. They are examples for oviparous mammals. Okay, example kuduthirukanga: rana, frog. Okay, salamander, hyla, chameleon, crocodile, crocodilus or crocodile, naja, it is your snake. Okay, columba, pavo, ostrich, they are your birds. Mammals ke ekkachakamana examples ungalke theriyum, correct? Yes. So examples are given here pasangla, which is given in your textbook. Salamander, toad, rana, tigrina, it's a common frog. Hyla, we call it as tree frog. Okay, so you have your chameleon, crocodilus, Chelone and Naja. Your turtles, they are also reptiles, okay. Aves, you have your Neophron, okay. Then you have Strutito, then you have your Pavo, peacock, nariya irukku, parrot. Here you have your mammals, okay. In the information alla rombo mukkiyam. Okay, we have some question. An important characteristic that hemichordates share with chordates is, enna pasangala, what is the character that hemichordates share with your chordates? Yes, it is the pharynx with gill slit. Idu eppo correct ah irundirukko? If it was a dorsal tubular nerve cord nu irundichna, idu kandipa correct ah irundirukkum. Okay, yes. Okay, pasangla, that's about the entire session. We completed up to mammals. Okay, so in the session la rombo mukkiyamaana vishayam enna phylum characteristics, examples of the phylum, okay, especially rombo interesting ah kekudiyadu mollusca, arthropoda, annelida. Okay, vertebrates la difference between bony fish and cartilaginous fish, and the marina questions kandipa nariya kekalam pasangla. Okay, so do stay tuned for more such one shot videos that is going to boost up your exam performance. So idla nariya neat kana vishayamo nariya sollirken, neat exam kana vishayamo, ena idu rombo mukkiyamaana chapter from your neat exam point of view. So do stay tuned for more bio learning. Thank you so much.